This one is? It's live, it's hot. Okay,
Yeah, all your introductions are there.
okay, so I'm gonna read all those. All those, what about my district commanders?
They come. They're all in there.
They're all in here? Okay, okay, just making sure. I already changed it to commander for him.
Okay, great. Think about it. I know we'll get started in 1 minute.
Yep.
Where do you want me to put the bell?
Up there.
You feel comfortable with it up here? I keep it down.
You want to put it on my table?
Yeah, then you can.
I'll put it over here.
Okay, this is.
Those two. There's those two.
We're gonna get started in 1 minute. 1 minute.
I see him. Okay.
I'm gonna hand you this. Her name is Taria Dowdy, the Veteran Service Center, Regional Veteran Service Center. I'll write it, but we'll have her. I'll call the radio and have them bring her up. But that's gonna have to be an Azure. She just showed up.
You ready?
Yep.
Please rise while the colors of our country are posted by the color guard members of historic Fort Benjamin Harrison, Post 510 from the 11th District. And salute.
Detail, halt, left face, present arms. Order arms, post the colors. Present arms. Order arms.
2.
Forward, right face, forward.
Thank you, Historical Fort Benjamin Harrison, Post 510, for the impressive display. For more than a quarter of a century, we have opened our conventions with a salute reminder of those who went to a war and never returned. They are the prisoners of war and the missing in action. It does not matter if the prisoners or missing have been gone for decades or for days. It does not matter if they will be returned or if they can only be accounted for. We designate a POW MIA empty chair at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of American POWs and MIAs still held or unaccounted for from every war in which Americans have taken up arms. Accordingly, at this time, Department Southern Vice Commanders will place the POW MIA flag on the empty chair, a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of all American prisoners from captivity, to repatriation those who died bravely in defense of liberty, and to demand a full accounting of those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves to this virtual endeavor. Please place the POW MIA flag on the empty chair. Our department chaplain, Norris Kern, will now deliver the invocation. Chaplain Kern, please uncover.
Shall we be in an attitude of prayer? Eternal and gracious God, your scripture over and over testifies how great your faithfulness is to us. As an organization that stands for God and country, we thank you for your faithfulness to us, that we can be an organization that changes lives. We ask you to be with us as we start our first convention of our second century. And we ask you to put your blessing upon our Commander Strong and upon the staff and all those who have worked diligently to further the cause of the American Legion and to serve our community, our state, and our nation. Bless this convention. May you receive glory in it all, and watch over our brave young men who are deployed across the world, and especially those who are in harm's way. We ask your hand of protection to be upon them and to watch over the families back home. And we are mindful of the recent sacrifice of the Marines who were lost and others who have perished in the service of country. The price of freedom indeed is costly, and we thank you for the privilege of having served and continuing to serve. Now may you receive glory, for it is in your divine name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Kern. Please remain uncovered and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our United States. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please recover. Please join me in reciting the preamble of the American Legion Constitution. For God and country, we associate ourselves together for the following purposes: to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, to maintain law and order, to foster and perpetuate a 100% Americanism, to preserve the memories and incidents of our association with great wars, to inculcate essential individual obligation to community, state, and nation, to combat the atrocities of both classes and masses, to make right the master of might, to promote peace and goodwill on earth, to safeguard and transmit to posterity the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to concentrate and sanctify our comradeship by our devotion to mutual helpfulness. Please be seated. Delegates and alternates to this convention, distinguished guests, visitors, my fellow Legionnaires, I now declare this historic 101st Annual Convention of the American Legion Department of Indiana regularly convened. It is my request that all delegates and alternates attend all scheduled sessions and that the district commanders close hospitality rooms during regularly scheduled sessions of this convention. And now, before we get down to business, it is my privilege to present our first guest speaker. As you may already know, our DEC recently voted to extend our contract with the Marriott East Hotel to host our conferences and conventions for the next 5 years. Here to speak with us today is the Marriott East Hotel General Manager, Mike Roden.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to our hotel. It's our favorite weekend of the summer. We're so happy to have you back here, and we are so grateful for the service you did for our country and you continue to do for our military. It's just a great honor to be a small part of that. And as mentioned, we want to thank you for your commitment for the next few years. We're very happy about that and looking forward to many more years of a partnership. I did want to let you know we just started a few weeks ago and we're finishing up a couple test rooms for a $15 million renovation. Every room in this hotel is being completely redone, and by next year's convention, definitely we will have everything done. I would think for the spring convention we'll have most of the work done, but we're looking forward to having that product for you next year when you're here. But have a great weekend. I've corrected my past errors and put Henry in charge of the weather for this weekend, so I think it's going to be much more pleasant, and hope you enjoy it. So thank you again.
Thank you, Mike. We are very happy to be here. Now, at this time, it is my distinct honor to present my partner in, nope, sorry. Yeah. We are privileged to have an outstanding SAL leaders this year. Please join me in welcoming the 2018-2019 Detachment Commander Doug Heiser for remarks and to introduce his officers.
SAL officers, please rise. That's our officers over there. Y'all can stand up. You're all officers. Couldn't do this job without them. I'd like to see how many dual members we have in here. Would the duals rise? It's cool to be dual. You know that. Let's go. Awesome. Now look at that. There's the strength of the Sons of the American Legion right there. There and all out there in front of me right now. That's awesome. I don't know. They told me yesterday, I think it was, you said 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Has anybody else got 3 minutes they want to lend me? Because you know I ain't going to speak only 3 minutes. My time goes by my watch. But at any rate, it's been a fantastic year. Commander Strong, President Betty, yeah, I'd see her over there. Not really. But if you see their agenda guide, turn to the first inside page. That picture is not mine, all right? My name's there as commander, but past Commander Dewey Long's got his picture in there. I guess they just like him better than they like me. You wait until I speak to them tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have fun with that. So we had a great year. Really don't know how to sum it up other than it's kind of a roller coaster ride. We started off kind of weird. We had some snowy weather, couldn't make some meetings, couldn't do some of the visitation we'd like to have done. But the travels I've had with Ron Hoax, I'll call him Ron, and Crosby, John, and Tim, and the whole staff. I got to give credit to headquarters staff. You got to be patient with them. We got a bunch of new ones in there today, or this year. They're learning, and unlike Rodney and I, we won't be here next Monday. Our job's done, but their job continues, so you got to get behind them and support them. I got to say thank you very much. I'll shake your hand. Thank you. So that's what I got. Well, nope, I forgot. Before I get off this stage and come back like I normally do, I have a $1,000 IOU to homeless vets.
Cool.
It's an IOU, believe me, I wrote it. So Commander Strong challenged us back in the early days of our starts, $100 if we hit 100% by close of books. Well, we didn't. So Commander Strong, I've got another IOU. No, actually, I got a room key card that's no good. There. I was going to get $100 worth of pennies, but I know he wasn't going to carry them. John would have had to take care of it, or he would have delegated it to somebody else. You know how that passes down. So I'm going to pass this $100 to you. Eventually, you're going to get it. Commander Strong, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank everybody out there for your support for the SAL. Oh, I'm not running off. I'm walking
Stand right
away.
there. No. So it's the $100 was supposed to go to the other person's project. So,
You're going to top me with 200, right?
nope. There's 50 out of that for Sons in Need.
Awesome.
We'll split it. How's that?
That works. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Once again, thank you. Support your next officers coming in, and it's been a great year, and I'm not leaving. I'll be around, so get used to it. Thank you, everybody.
All right, our next speaker is Tiara Dowden. She is the Regional Veterans Service Center Manager. Tiara?
Good afternoon, everyone. Lively crowd, I like it. My name is Terry Dowdy, and I currently serve as the Veterans Service Center Manager at the VA Regional Office, our Benefits Office. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Indianapolis on behalf of my Executive Director, Mr. Michael Stevens, who is the Regional Office Director, and he cannot be here today, unfortunately, as he had to report to Missouri, unfortunately, for a funeral. Yet, Mr. Stevens asks that I extend his humble gratitude for the invitation to welcome all delegates and distinguished guests to our amazing city. The Indianapolis Burial is located here in Indianapolis for the state of Indiana at 575 North Pennsylvania, where we occupy the second and third floor of the federal building. The Indianapolis VA Regional Office is comprised of over 500 employees, which 70% of our employees are veterans. The veterans primarily serve our veterans in 3 areas of business. We have the Veterans Service Center, where I serve as the Veterans Service Center Manager, and there are a total of 197 employees. The Veterans Service Center employees consist of claims assistants, veteran service representative, rating veteran service representative, and decision review officers. Those employees are responsible for processing claims for veterans for service-connected compensation benefits. We have our Vocational Rehabilitation and Employment Division, which is led by Ms. Cheyenne Irwin. There are 22 full-time employees in the Voc Rehab Division, consisting of Voc Rehab counselors, as well as employment coordinators. Those employees provide education and training services to veterans with service-connected injuries to prepare for, obtain, and maintain suitable employment. There are 1,692 Hoosier veterans currently in our Voc Rehab program. And we also have the Indianapolis Fiduciary Hub, which is comprised of 367 full-time employees. The Indianapolis Fiduciary Hub is one of 7 hubs in VBA nationwide, and we are the largest fiduciary hub. The Fiduciary Hub is responsible for work throughout 14 northeastern United States. We protect veterans who, due to injury, disease, or age, are unable to manage their affairs. Over 125 million benefits, comp and VRE, are paid to Indiana veterans monthly, which equates to $1.5 billion paid annually to Indiana veterans. The Indianapolis Regional Office entire leadership team and workforce remain committed to serving all veterans who have sacrificed and served this great nation. We continue to work collaboratively and in partnership with the American Legion at our local office. It is an honor to work alongside Mr. John Hickey and his staff on a daily basis. It remains clear that the American Legion is a powerful voice for more than 80,000 veterans in the state of Indiana and over 2 million nationally. Welcome to our great city. I pray that you have a successful convention. Thank you for allowing me an opportunity to speak with you briefly today. And as always, I will be around today, so if you have any questions, claims related, or processing related, or maybe you hit a bump in the road, I'll be around to answer your questions and assist you. May God bless you, and may God bless our great nation. Thank you.
Yeah.
At this time, it is my privilege to introduce a fellow veteran. He is the Department Commander of the AMVETS Department of Indiana. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our 101st Annual Convention out of AMVETS Post 555 in Kokomo, Indiana, Department Commander Roger Williams.
I just wrote down a few short words. First of all, on behalf of Department of Indiana AMVETS, I want to thank Commander Strong for his invitation to the convention and hope everything that happens this weekend goes successfully well. And I have a quote from JFK. "Efforts and courage is not enough without purpose and direction." Well, our purpose is veterans. Our directions is forward. American Legion and AMVETS will work together to move the veterans' issues forward for the betterment of all veterans. Thank you again. Hope everything is successful this weekend. Enjoy your time. Thank you, Commander.
I'd like to personally thank Commander Williams for his continued support to our Hoosier veterans, and we look forward to continuing work alongside AMVETS for the betterment of our veteran community. At this point, I consider it a point of personal pride to present to you your 2018-2019 department and district officers who have been working hard all year to continue the service and ideals of the American Legion. These folks have been helping veterans across the state to aid our veterans, their families, and their communities. Please stand and remain standing to be recognized as your name is called. And audience, please hold your applause until the end of the introductions. Department officers: National Executive Committeeman Jerry Jordan, alternate NECman Ed Trice, Northern Vice Commander Donald F. Cole, Northern Vice Commander Ken L. Heckathorn, Southern Vice Commanders Herbert Hoffman, Southern Vice Commander Ed Giltner, Finance Officer James Tracy, Sergeant of Arms Don Hudson, Appointed officers: Judge Advocate Joe Bumbleberg, Assistant Judge Advocate Terry Smith, Assistant Finance Officer Harold Hensley, Department Chaplain Pastor Norris Kern, Membership Chairman Ron Hoax, Department Historian Steve DeFeo, Department Adjutant John Crosby, Department Assistant Adjutant Billy Johnson, Director of Rehabilitation John Hickey, Department Service Officer Bryce Hewlett, Department Service Officer Mike Showalter. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. You may take your seats. Thank you. I'd like to take a minute to highlight how special our Department Service Office truly is. Their team has one of the most demanding jobs in the American Legion, providing guidance to veterans as they navigate the complicated VA claims system. We have the best service office in the entire nation as far as I'm concerned. The facts and figures will back up that statement. Our Department Service Office provides guidance, representation to more than 62,000 of the more than 87,000 service-connected disabled veterans in Indiana. They generate more than $385 million every year in claims to Indiana through this case management. The good work of the American Legion Department Service Office makes up 72% of the service work done on behalf of veterans in the entire state. It is because of our service office that we can truly and proudly say our Indiana Legion motto, "We change lives." Let's give our Department Service Office a hand. And now, I'd like to introduce our district commanders. First District, Kevin Urbanzik. Please hold your applause until they're all introduced. Second District, Larry Burkhart. 3rd District, Wayne Zeman. 4th District, John Custer. 5th District, J. David Burnett Jr. 6th District, Richard Culp. 7th District, Ken Pridemore. 8th District, Sue Hunt. 9th District, Jerry T. Milton. 10th District, Lori Bowman. 11th District, Joe Allen. These Legionnaires are out in the field doing hard work, motivating our volunteers to recruit eligible members across the state. Thank you all. Let's give them a round of applause. And another hardworking group of Legionnaires, the 4 commission chairmen. Please hold your applause, and as I call your name, please stand. Americanism Chairman Bob Oath, Children and Youth Chairman Mark Gillian, Internal Affairs Chairman Jim Dobby, Rehabilitation Chairman Rick Hudson. Thank you. You guys may take your seats. These blue cappers have a great responsibility in managing the committees under their respective commissions. They don't collect a paycheck, they volunteer countless hours, and each are on the path to becoming a future Department of Indiana commander. Thank you all for your dedication to our great organization. Thank you, guys. Let us take a moment to recognize our current and past national organization leaders as well. Current national officers: Internal Affairs Commission Chairman Bob Newman, National Executive Committeeman Jerry Jordan, and alternate National Executive Committeeman Ed Trice. Past national officers: past National Commander Jim Couts, past National Vice Commander Bob Newman, past National Treasurer Weber LaGrange, past National Chaplain and continuing his service today in the Department Norris Kern, past National Sergeant at Arms Al Polito, past National Executive Committeeman John Pfeiffer, past National Executive Committeeman Tom Thumper Henderson, past National Executive Committeeman Darrell Hansel, and past National Executive Committeeman Paul Stewart. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you. Next, it is only right that we recognize a group of distinguished Legionnaires to whom we owe a great debt of gratitude, the men who have led the Department of Indiana through the years. Accordingly, I wish to recognize the living past department commanders and ask them to stand as their names are called. Please hold your applause until they all have been recognized. Robert C. Ayers, elected from Post 12 from 69 to 70. H. Melvin Napier, Post 122 from 78 to 79. Alvin O. Warner, Post 464, 86 to 87. Larry E. Bartlett, Post 180 from 87 to 88. Donald R. Kahn, Post 297, 89 to 90. Jim Couts, Post 200 from 90 to 91. Terry Smith, Post 98 from 91 to 92. Tom Henderson, Post 94, 95 to 96. John J. McCloskey, Post 297 from 2001 to 2002. Jim Delaney, Post 113, 2006, 2007. Tom Somerville, Post 168 from 2007, 2008. Ralph Tolan, Post 500, 2008, 2009. Bob Newman, Post 178 from 2009, 2010. Richard Jewell, Post 122, 2012, 2013. Ed Trice, Post 313, 2013, 2014. Kenneth Hilton, Post 464, 2014, 2015. Larry Lowry, Post 418, from 2015, 2016. James B. May, Post 18, 2016, 2017. Marty Ziegowitz, Post 369, from 2017, 2018. I wish to express the thanks of Legionnaires from across the department for what you past commanders have contributed, for what you continue to do for the American Legion, and for being with us today. Please give them a round of applause. You guys may be seated. Our next guest speaker represents the state of Indiana as a U.S. Senator, and he is also a U.S. Marine Corps veteran. Go ahead, Marines. Wait till tomorrow. He currently serves on the U.S. Senate committees on Finance, Foreign Relations, Commerce, Science and Transportation, and Small Business Entrepreneurship. Previously in the House, he served on the House Armed Service Committee, the House Budget Committee, and most recently, the House Ways and Means Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, Senator Todd Young.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Isn't it a great day to be a veteran? And a great day to be a Legionnaire? And a great day to be a United States Marine. Hoorah! So look, it really is an honor to be here at this annual convention, the 101st, I've been briefed. I think I remembered to pay my dues this year. It's always a bit dangerous. That says a lot for me. Is there anyone here, I think I heard James May's name, so post 18th, he could tell you. Please don't tell publicly whether or not I'm current. But on a serious note, I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for the counsel that you offer to each and every one of the U.S. representatives and U.S. senators and to the President of the United States. But most importantly, thank you for the model of service that you've provided to the next generation of soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. They wouldn't be serving but for your example, for their respect for all that you have done, for all the sacrifice that you've been willing to make to keep us free and the best nation on earth. So thank you all. I know my time's fairly short, and I do want to take some questions. So I'm still learning to be a United States Senator after 2 years. This whole thing about filibuster is never something I've been into. But so I'll try and keep my remarks fairly brief, and there'll be time at the back end for a few questions. Look, it's an exciting time for veterans, and specifically for veterans policy in Washington. As the Legion passes this century mark, I'm confident in saying that the Republican Senate, working with President Trump, has done as much, if not more, than any period in recent memory to advance the interests of our nation's veterans. So let me start with some of our successes. The VA Mission Act, which took effect last month, gives you more control over your health care. In short, you'll get the care and services you need where and when you need them. You'll have more access to mobile clinics and telehealth. And when necessary, you can receive your care from non-VA providers with your VA coverage. I talked to one veteran not long ago who said that an appointment scheduled months down the road was sort of starting to bother him. But under this new program, he decided to check it out, and he was able to get in under a week. I know that's not the case in every instance, but I've heard a lot of very positive stories, and we're now working to speed up the claims process too, through the VA Modernization Act. Now, under the old appeals legacy system, as you know, it took an average of 3 to 7 years. I'll talk a bit more about that later, but under no circumstances, I know all of you will agree, under absolutely no circumstances should we ever allow a veteran, someone who served this country, to die while waiting for their appeals to be processed. Can we agree on that? Under the Appeals Modernization Act, it became law in 2017 and went into effect in February. Appeals are supposed to be ruled on within 1 year. A new computer system, more employees, and a streamlined process will make this possible. Now, the VA Mission Act is good and very important, as is the Appeals Modernization Act. These are improvements. But as you know, Congress must stay vigilant to ensure that these laws are being implemented in a way that actually serves veterans. And all of you can be helpful to people like me in ensuring that these laws are properly implemented by continuing to vocalize your concerns and provide your constructive feedback. I've also worked with my colleagues to provide accountability for two other important veteran services: nursing homes and suicide prevention. For years, the VA has tracked nursing home quality data, but has not released that information to the public. As just about everyone here knows, Gannett Newspapers did a feature story not long ago about the facility in Marion. That, for example, had the lowest rating in the system. Now look, I want to be very clear. The people who work at these facilities are good people. And it's possible you know people who've received excellent service at that clinic alone. But the public should have access to the ratings that show when they're falling short. We deserve nothing less. And a bill I got passed into law requires those ratings to be public and explained. I also helped pass a bill to study the Veterans Crisis Line. 20 veterans a day still die as a result of suicide. The Veterans Crisis Line exists to help veterans in need, but like all government programs, it should be studied, and studied rigorously, and studied periodically to ensure that we are achieving our desired results. We continue to look for other ways to improve services that you as veterans receive in ways both large and small. Last month, I introduced legislation to provide amputee veterans, paralyzed veterans, and blind veterans with free expedited screening at airports through TSA PreCheck. This benefit's already available to active duty reserves and National Guard service members, and it's important to me to extend this benefit to disabled veterans who otherwise would have a challenge getting through the screening process expeditiously. This week, I joined with Senators Tester and Murphy to introduce the Veteran House Act, the Housing Opportunities and Unemployment Support Extension Act. You see, we hire people to develop acronyms like this on Capitol Hill. But the Veteran House Act, in short, is a bipartisan piece of legislation that allows a broader range of veterans. Veterans with other than honorable discharges to participate in the HUD-VASH program. Now look, this is really important legislation to help curb veteran homelessness, because veterans with this category of discharge make up 1/4 of the total homeless veteran population. As someone who used to sit on the board of HVAF of Indiana, an excellent organization that I know many of you are familiar with, whose mission is to serve those homeless veterans and their families. This is very, very important to me. I know it's important to you as well. I've also joined with Senators Rubio and Blunt to introduce the Protect Our Disabled Heroes Act. This bill protects veterans from unethical fees charged by third parties to prepare your disability claims. Charging unfair fees to take advantage of disabled veterans is appalling and unacceptable. As a Marine, I believe we must do all we can to protect those who have already sacrificed so much. The final thing I want to mention that our office does is offer constituent services. Now, I do understand that it's already been said that the Legion has the best constituent services operation in the country. I'm not going to dispute that, but consider us a force multiplier. We've got a very good one, and we really enjoy working with your team to ensure that every veteran, whomever they contact, whether it's a congressional office or a senatorial office or you directly, is able to navigate the puzzle palace of the federal government and receive the benefits they need, receive the services of whatever nature they might require. This isn't always the most glamorous part of my job, I have to admit, but we don't do this so that I can get on cable news. We don't do this so that I can get attention. We do this because I find it incredibly rewarding, and we do it very well. Oftentimes, these service members require help with disability claims. As you know, sometimes they're dealing with second opinions and remands and the whole process, and it can take years. Meanwhile, veterans continue to pay out of their pocket for medical expenses, putting enormous strain on themselves and their families. Now, look, we can sometimes escalate, as you can, but sometimes we meet with success in escalating these claims and meeting with success. Recently, I'm proud to brag on my team here. We received word of a favorable response to a claim dating back to 2011. The veteran received a 100% ruling and more than $250,000 in back pay. That's like a Legion bingo winning. I mean, that's amazing. That's really good stuff. Yeah. My grandfather would have liked that joke, you know? Yeah. Zionsville Post, for the record. The other common and incredibly important thing we're able to do is to secure either replacement service medals or medals that were never awarded to Hoosier veterans. Increasingly, I find Hoosiers are taking us up on this service, and that too is very rewarding. So I know that was a quick summary with a lot of information, legislative, constituent services. Hopefully you recognize I'm not only standing for you in Washington, I will continue to stand with you and fight with you. I will answer your calls. We will be responsive. We'll keep showing up. Thank you for answering the call to serve your country. God bless. I'm happy to take some questions. Yes, sir.
Senator, first of all, thank you for all you do for our veterans and fellow veterans. What could the commander of a post in Greenwood do to help you facilitate some of these acts, the bills that you're trying to push? Is there phone calls, letters, or something that we could do?
That's a fantastic question. So one of the things that we could do, we could really do this statewide, is we could come up with maybe a short little one-pager or half-pager explaining the various things we've been involved in to help veterans and how we can continue to help veterans, and drop some flyers off at different Legion posts. Would that be helpful? Okay. We don't have to get all high-tech. I mean, you know, just people like flyers, right? Okay, so that's one of the things you can do. And then if you think someone could benefit from our constituent services operation, great. Many of you are plugged into military families as well, and it's not uncommon in a military family for the tradition to be carried on. All of you know that I nominate some of our finest young men and women to the service academies, so you can also help us promote the fact that we have really been building out our service academy review process, and we're starting to hold Service Academy forums around the state of Indiana. We might hold one near you if there's sufficient interest. So we can provide more information on that front as well. Yes?
Good afternoon, my name is Natalie Stewart from the 3rd District, Michigan City Post 451. When you were talking about HUD Dash and extending this availability to veterans that have received honorable discharge,
Yes.
my immediate concern, having had to transplant homeless veterans that are in my community to Gary or Lake County, which is a couple counties away, or to South Bend, Indiana, which is also further distance away, especially with these veterans with PTSD that do have honorable discharges. How can we go about increasing the availability in the communities for them with honorable discharges? Because there are none available in LaPorte County specifically, and taking PTSD veterans and putting them further away from their home and the small support networks that they have, and utilizing HUD Dash where it is available, sometimes isn't the best psychologically, and then we get into issues of drug relapse or things of that nature. So how can we go about expanding the HUD program for places where they don't have it?
You tell me, what's the best way?
Distributing them evenly, more money into the programming, having studies done. I know that we recently did the case management for counting the homeless, because I do work with the homeless in my actual day job. But I just know that there's not enough out there for our homeless veterans, if I have to take them to other communities. So I was just, see if you could, I know that you're wanting to expand it to honorable discharge veterans, but we have honorable ones that.
Of
can't
course,
access
of
that
course, yeah, we don't want any veterans to be without sufficient services. We know that oftentimes there are folks, and I just spoke to a radio station about 10 minutes prior to stepping up here from South Bend, discussing this very piece of legislation. And I had visited the Miller Center some weeks ago and learned that folks are knocking on the door and there is insufficient availability. Oftentimes, these are other than honorable discharges, and they'd like to serve them. So this was a response to an on-the-ground need. But look, if we need to spend more money, if we need to invest more resources to honor the commitment that we implicitly, in many cases explicitly, make to our veterans when they raise their right hand, I'm prepared to do so. So why don't we get your contact information down? I've got Chris Solitis and Monica Kozlowski right there in the back, and we'll dialogue more with you. And if anyone else has ideas about how we might better handle this problem, just get in touch with our office. Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
Shall I take one more? I'm kind of looking. I felt the commander here. I got to be honest with you. I felt that the whole time. It's a military thing, the instincts. I felt them there. Yes.
Last one.
All right. Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
I'm starting to notice more and more children of Vietnam veterans that were exposed to Agent Orange starting to get a lot of cancer. Is there any action being taken to maybe take a look at these young people that are getting cancers, like my son, who's got a cancer that nobody's ever heard of? And we had to go out to California just to find out what we needed to do to help them along to live. Is the government gonna look at the children of men that were exposed to Agent Orange and their children?
Candidly, this is the first time I've heard about that, but it sounds like it merits our attention, maybe actually dedicating resources to looking into it. But first time I heard about it, which is why it's important for folks like me to show up. So you too, sir, I would be grateful if I could get your contact information before I get the hook from the commander, and then we will stay in touch and dialogue on this important matter.
Senator Young.
God bless you all. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you, Senator Young. Now at this time, it is my distinct honor to present my partner in leadership this year. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm welcome from Madam Auxiliary President Betty Slagle.
All right, where's my script again, guys? I want to thank all of you for all of the warmth and the welcome that you have given me and Terry, should say Terry and I, this year in our travels, and donations that were made to the auxiliary programs. I obviously don't know how much was donated by auxiliaries and how much from Legionnaires. But in my three major projects, our Auxiliary Emergency Fund, Creative Arts, National Creative Arts Festival, and I forgot, there's one more and my mind's gone blank. We have received donations of nearly $54,000 this year. So thank you all very much. And thank you for giving me such a great commander to work with. He has included us on almost every trip this year. We could not have done what we did for the American Legion family this year without traveling as a family as much as we did. So thank you all very much for giving me the commander you did.
Don't run off. This kills me here. We had a little bet. Guess what? We lost. They beat us by a few percentage points. It was $100 as with the SAL. So here is $100 for your project.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And actually, that was by less than half a percentage point.
Just a few cards, all we had to have.
I'll show the ladies and be sure that we know we collected for it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, President Betty Slagle, for all you and your ladies do for us and our nation's veterans. Next up is Constituent Services Representative Jacob Harkin with Senator Mike Braun's office. Jacob?
All right, hi everybody. I just wanted to, our office wanted to stop in. Unfortunately, the senator couldn't be here today, but we wanted to just kind of come in and welcome you, welcome ourselves to you because we're new. But first of all, I want to thank John because I just stopped in this morning to say hello, just to kind of say hello and whatnot. And he offered to let me speak for a few minutes, so thank you so much. And I want to thank you, all of you for your service. Also, I want to congratulate you. I know you guys are, your National American Legion's turning 100 this year. So just want to congratulate you on that. I know Senator Young mentioned some of the things, but I just wanted to come in. I'm a constituent services rep. What I will do, and also their office does, is if you have active claims with any veteran, the VA, or if you want to check on something with DFAS on your retirement, if you have active claims, we can check on that if you want, and we can put in a congressional inquiry. We also have flag requests on our website and just some other resources, military academy nominations, internships for family members if you think they may be interested. But I just wanted to come in and just let you know some of the opportunities and things we can do to maybe help. And feel free to reach out to our office. The main ones are in Indianapolis and DC. Another thing our offices have been working on diligently is we have individuals throughout the state who have been holding mobile office hours. So, and these are opportunities for, in different communities throughout the state for you to go and either, if you need assistance, kind of start the process of getting a congressional inquiry, or if you want to let the senator know how you feel on particular legislation, please stop by, especially on military and veteran legislation. It's important to hear from you. You know more about it, and a lot, you know, you lived the situations, so we want to hear from you so that the senator can be informed when he's considering any legislation that may come in front of him. So that is about it. Like I said, we're here to help serve and you, because you've served us. So if there's anything we can do that we may be able to be of help to, please feel free to contact our offices or go to our mobile office hours and throughout the state and meet with our regional directors and field staff. So I think that was all I have. So thank you for your time.
Next to bring greetings to our convention is Indiana DAV Junior Vice Commander Bob Carnegie. Bob?
Good afternoon. What a pleasure to be here with a room full of veterans. One of the things we wanted to talk about, I've got listed here, but the big four was one. The other thing, a couple of the other things are some activities up in the northwest corridor of the state we plan on doing. And conclude by talking about the spirit of the veteran. And I can see that it's exhibited here today. but we'll talk in a little bit more detail. And then I just wanted to let you know how lucky I am to be following two senators, so I'm sure that I'll do justice to that situation if possible. The other thing, as the speakers before me talked about the HUD Vash, I want to tell you a story about that. Last year, in one of our outreach programs, we met a homeless female veteran with a 7-year-old daughter. She was staying at a Red Roof Inn, not far from our location in Northwest Indiana. And it was costing about $1,500 a month to stay in that hotel. It was in a very, very poor part of the community. And the thing that happened to get her in there is that a church was paying for her to live there, and that was running out. And so we were able to, and she was a block away from the bus line that would take her 2 miles down the road to her job, which was a school bus driver. She'd take her daughter with her. The school was near where she worked at the school bus. And so we began to talk with her and work with her, and sometimes my family can do a whole lot more than I think they can do. I came home and complained to my son, and I said, this lady's tied to the bus line. She walks a block, gets on the bus, goes north, goes south. She needs a car. Well, I had no idea that my son would say, maybe I could help. I was shocked. I wondered, what the heck is my son gonna do to help this lady get a car? But he talked to some people at the auto auction in our area. He found a car dealer that sold used cars. He had a beater car that he would take back and forth to the dealership, and he said he could part with it without a problem. And sure enough, my son produced a car for her, and she's got to baby it because it's gonna have about 250,000 miles on it. No air conditioning, but she's got wheels, and she's getting up and down, but she needed help paying a rent. And so she didn't know how, well, she knew how to get a hold of the people from the HUD organization, but getting them to pay attention is a tougher problem. And so it took her a while to get that done. They came in and stepped up for her, and today I can report she's living in an apartment with her daughter, with car, with HUD's help, and it's a wonderful, wonderful story. And so those organizations do help, and that's a living, breathing thing. Talking about the Big Four, I didn't know much about the Big Four until 2 years ago. And, you know, we were asked to have those hometown meetings and things like that, and I said, oh yeah, this will work. Well, I'm sure it'll work. Yeah. And sure enough, it did work. We had some pretty good turnouts at the locations up in Northwest Indiana. But the most important thing was it brought some togetherness that I never expected to happen. And with the help of some of the guys at 369 in East Chicago and my friend Marty Ziglowitz, we decided we had enough people we could maybe take a bus down here. So that was a good thing. We took the bus down for the day. But the byproduct of that was on that bus was American Legion, DAV, and VFW. It's a 2.5-hour ride down here and a 2.5-hour ride back. And guess what? We got to get better acquainted, talk to each other, find out about a lot of things. And I was very, very encouraged to see that activity. And then this year, when it took place, we did the same thing again. We had probably more people on the bus this time. And the offshoot of some of these things, in talking to the legislatures, is that they do pay attention. And we don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of people, but we have a representative enough group that attend this, that the legislatures in this state understand the veteran community is more than 400,000 votes in this state, scattered throughout the state. They need to understand that, pay attention to that, and realize we're an entity that needs to be thought about when it comes time to marking their ballot in that room in the State House. So I want to encourage us to continue to do that. First off, it brings us closer together, but it also lets the legislators know that we mean business. The second thing I wanted to talk to you about, just for a few minutes, we're gonna do something next spring, next March, really, in the Northwest Indiana area. And it's something that's very near and dear to my heart, and I'm sure there's several of you in here that have the same issue. And that's the recognition of the Vietnam veteran. And we all know that those of us that had the wonderful opportunity to visit Southeast Asia, we weren't treated the best when we came home. I know I folded up my uniform as fast as I could, put it on the shelf in the back of my closet, and got off to work because I certainly didn't want people to know in my community where I'd been for the last 13 months. And there has been some initiatives to try to make that better. There was an initiative in Chicago in 1982 where they had a welcome home Vietnam veterans. And I was able to participate in that. They were expecting 200,000 and they had about 325,000 show up. There was a lot of pent-up frustration that was exhibited that day, but it was also a fabulous, fabulous day for many of us to say, maybe they understand now. And so, but after that, not much follow-up. And then it'll be 4 years ago this March, the Congress passed legislation to dedicate March 29th as Vietnam Veterans Day. So that was signed the first year. The second year, Senator Donnelly had an event down here in Indianapolis area. There were about 1,000 people in the high school gymnasium that day. Thought it was a very wonderful day and very warm. Last year, there wasn't too many activities that I was aware of. So we've decided to have an event on the 28th, day before Vietnam Veterans Day, in Northwest Indiana, in a location that's in Highland, Indiana, that's called Wicker Veterans Park. And there is a banquet center there that holds about 380 people. And we're going to have a tribute to Vietnam veterans, and this will be the 4th year now for the actual Vietnam Veterans Day. We're gonna have a speaker who is just recently retired from the United States Army, and he was in the Green Berets for 23 years and has a great story to tell, but he also has tremendous respect for the veterans in our community. And I can only tell you that if you'd like to know more about it, there's a little bit of information in a couple handouts I have, but most important thing is I can remember when I was a young kid, it was like, the World War II vets are about dying. And then the story was the Korean vets are beginning to pass away. And now it's us. And so if we don't capture these moments and pay tribute to those of you that have served in Vietnam, it's gonna be too late. It's too late for many, we know, but we need to catch this as quickly as we possibly can. So it's gonna be our attempt to do that. And the last thing I'll tell you is the spirit of the veteran. And I've learned in the past 8-10 years that that's a magic word. It's very hard to explain to people that have not served what that word means. And I can only share with you a couple instances that I have experienced myself to demonstrate what the term veteran means. And in our community, the Valparaiso community, I am a member of Post 94 up there, and we have a National Guard unit. National Guard unit is the 713th Combat Engineers. It's a company for the 113th Battalion that's based up in Gary. They were deployed in the very tail end of 2011, really started their tour in January of 2012. And about a week into their tour, as combat engineers, they're responsible for clearing roadside devices. And as I said, a week into their tour, they missed a Humvee. They missed an IED. And their commander told me, Bob, I've been around ordinances for a long time. It was the loudest explosion I've ever heard in my life. Needless to say, of the 5 occupants in that Humvee that day, 4 of them were instantly killed. The 5th one somehow got blown out of the Humvee through the roof. To this day, he's probably, I know for the first 2 years, he was getting treatments for many, many different things and multiple surgeries. But the important thing for us is to remember, we, as the older generation veterans, have to help people remember those 6 and later on in there, two more died. So we had a total of 6 that died during their 9 months. And the key thing for us as veterans is to make sure our communities never forget these young men. And as an example of what the veteran term means, we had a concert to welcome these guys home in a park in downtown Valpo. And while I was preparing for that several weeks in advance, I was at the gas station and a car pulled in. I don't pay a lot of attention to cars. I certainly don't read license plates, but for some reason, I did. And on the front of his older car, it said, "I survived Guadalcanal." I go, who has that license plate on their car? Out got a gentleman who was elderly, and I'll say very elderly. He's since passed away within the past year. His name is Lester Sheridan. Lester was the mayor, I'm not the mayor, but the first chief of police in the town of Maryville. He had a lot to do with multiple different police-type organizations up in our area. And I said to him, is that license plate accurate? He very proudly stood straight up and said, "Yes, sir, it's very accurate." So I was pretty sure I had the real deal in front of me. And so we talked a little bit, and I said, we're going to commemorate and honor some of our local National Guardsmen in a couple weeks. I said, would you like to attend? He said, I'd be honored. He said, the only problem is I don't remember very much anymore. And because I know at this time he was very close to 90 if he wasn't over 90 years old. I said, I'll keep in touch with you. He said, do, but you ought to call my daughter, not me. She'll help me remember. I said, great. So I did keep in communications with him in the night of the concert. He showed up early. He had a buddy of his with. He also had served in World War II. I said, man, how lucky am I to get 2 guys like this to show up to this event and put them right down front, in front of the stage. It was an outdoor event. And after a few minutes, I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And Lester called me over. I said, oh, Lester's sick or something. One of these guys is sick, and now I gotta have all kind of trouble. And he said, Bob, are the soldiers here yet? I said, no, not yet, Lester. I said, they're coming. No, don't worry. He said, well, when they get here, can I meet them? So I said, absolutely. So as typical young men, they arrived kind of in a pack, and they were kind of bunched together on the side of the seating area, all huddled together, not knowing how to act in front of people who wanted to honor them, and they'd just gotten home from 9 months in Afghanistan. So I said, Lester, they're here. So he and his friend got up, and they followed me over. And this was like 90, well, it wasn't 90, it was probably about 60 guys all huddled together. Looked maybe like the beginning of a football game, the way they were just talking amongst themselves. And I kind of walked up behind him and I said, excuse me, there's somebody who would like to meet you guys. And they kind of parted. And Lester and his buddy walked in the middle. And I walked away. They were surrounded. Those 2 gentlemen shook every single hand in that group, if they didn't hug everybody. They were proud to meet another group of veterans, because that's the word that bound them together, the word veterans. You all know what it is in your heart. There are certain things we need to do to exhibit it to the public. And I hope that we all understand that we're working on this together. Your group, our group, other groups. We need to be united in the veteran involvement and realize that the word veteran is what this country has been built on. We're losing some of that power because only 1% of our population is a veteran today. and that means we each need to do more. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you. I want you to have a wonderful conference.
I wish to express the thanks of Legionnaires from across the department for what you past commanders have, bottom? Oh, sorry. At this time, I would like to call upon our Department Adjutant, John Crosby, for the call of convention. John?
Thank you, Commander. I think I X'd out the wrong paragraph for him. All right, I have for you the call of the convention. I've issued the following call for the 101st Annual Department Convention. In compliance with the Constitution of the American Legion, Department of Indiana, and the action of the Department Executive Committee, the 101st Annual Convention of the American Legion, Department of Indiana will be held in Indianapolis, Indiana, July 12th and 13th, 2019. The purpose, the convention is called for the purposes of 1, electing department officers for the ensuing year. 2, amending the department constitution and bylaws if necessary. 3, transacting of such other business as may be brought before the convention. Note, district commanders for 2019 and 2020 and delegates to the 2019 National Convention must be elected by duly accredited state convention delegates at least 15 days prior to the state convention. This date was June 27, 2019. Representation at the department convention shall be by post. Each post shall be entitled to elect 1 delegate and 1 alternate for the first 10 members, 2 delegates and 2 alternates for 51 members, 3 delegates and 3 alternates for 151 members, 4 delegates and 4 alternates for 251 members, and 1 delegate and 1 alternate for each additional 100 members whose department and national dues have been paid as shown on the books of the Department Adjutant by 2 p.m. June 11th, 2019. A delegate is a member of a post who has been elected by the post and certified by the Department Adjutant 15 days prior to the convening of this convention. Each post's maximum number of votes shall be equal to the number of delegates to which it is entitled. However, the post may cast only the number of votes equal to the number of delegates who are properly certified to the Department Adjutant. Such certification must have been received in department headquarters by 4:30 p.m. June 11th, 2019. A post to be recognized as a post shall have 10 members whose dues have been paid to the department headquarters. The 101st Annual Department Convention will be conducted in accordance with the rules and permanent organization approved by the Department Executive Committee and as may be amended by vote of the delegates at the convention. And that concludes my report, Commander.
Thank you, John. I now call upon our Department Judge Advocate Joseph T. Bumbleberg for the report on rules and credentials.
Thank you, Mr. Commander. The rules for the 101st Annual Department Convention are printed on pages 21 through 23 of your convention book. Those rules were approved by the Department Executive Committee and are recommended by that committee for adoption by this convention. Mr. Commander, as a duly elected delegate to this convention, I move that these rules be approved as they appear in the program.
There's been a second. Any questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And when he said this ought to be quick, I told the executive committee this morning that I have been giving this report for 19 years. And this is the first time this report has come out in the form that I have read it this morning and will read it to you. Total number of posts in Indiana, 380. Total number of posts certifying delegates, 223. Number of posts not certifying delegates, 157. Number of certified posts, 380. And the number of posts not certified, 0. And so as to not prolong this, I would advise the Assembly that the posts not certified as of July 12, 2018, in 11 districts of this state are none. That concludes the credentials report, and I move its adoption, Mr. Commander.
The motion second. Any questions? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Judge. Sergeant at Arms, we will allow late certified delegates and alternates to enter, and they may come in at any time. Okay, moving right along, we have a few general announcements for you. First, please keep in mind that not only are all convention stations in this room non-smoking, but also that smoking is not allowed anywhere inside the Marriott, and that includes the courtyard. As a courtesy to your fellow Legionnaires and other Legion family members, we do not smoke. Please do so only outside in the areas designated as smoking areas, and discard your cigarette trash. Again, please do not smoke in the courtyard. As a final thought, I'd like to remind you of the Legion's longstanding reputation for fairness and nonpartisanship in matters of public policy and politics. We have a tradition of welcoming, hearing, and considering conflicting views, and that is only natural because we ourselves are as diverse as our nation itself. This time, I know Department Adjutant John Crosby will have a few important announcements and introductions to make. So let's go ahead and do that now, John.
Okay, thank you, Commander. Just a couple quick administrative announcements. Those who purchase banquet tickets for tomorrow evening's banquet to be held in Liberty Hall just across the way, those tickets are available for you. They're in the registration room, Salon E, last salon down toward the south end of the building here. When you claim your registration packets, you can claim your tickets. If you've already claimed your packets, they'll still have your tickets on hand. The event is completely sold out. It's going to be a full house. There are no more tickets available. The seating assignment chart has been put out. Your ticket will have a table number on it. That's not permanent. If we try to do our best in pairing everybody up as we could. If you don't like the person across from you, you're more than welcome to switch however you see fit. But it should be a good event. The department commander's party will follow immediately after the banquet as usual. It'll just start at 8:30 p.m. instead of usually at 8, same place, Liberty Hall A. We've got some live entertainment, so it should be a good time. SAL cards, the remaining cards are available in Freedom Hall A for district commanders and for squadrons to go ahead and sign out. Legionnaires, you can sign out on their behalf. And the SAL registration is also now open. That's also located in Salon E, along with the Legion. And I got one more quick one here. The Puffle card printing machine is down at National. We've been receiving some calls. Why haven't my Puffles came in yet? That's the reason. Lori, when do they expect that to be back up? End of July? Oh, now, okay, great. Well, we'll be introducing him later, but our Assistant Adjutant Billy Johnson from National just explained that the machine actually is back up, and they're gonna start mailing them back out now. So if you have any issues, in the next couple of weeks, and you don't get them, let us know. We'll follow up with National, okay? Thank you for your time. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you, John. Next, I'd like to ask past National Commander Jim Couts to take the microphone on the lower stage for some announcements. Commander Couts?
Thank you, Commander. I told him, I said, I don't know what the lower stage is. But anyway, I want to bring you up to date on the National Convention, some of the things that we're planning and some of the things that we're doing. I know many of you came to the meeting last night and we went through all the different committees and some very important committees. But I want to bring you up to date on the room for the badges and packets where we're going to be meeting on that Wednesday, the 22nd or 3rd, whatever it is. It's gonna be in room 116 in the convention center. So you all can put that down. It's in room 116 in the convention center. That's where we'll meet at 8 o'clock in the morning and start stuffing packets. So you got that. Some entertainment we're planning at the convention is, number one, the American Legion Family Night at Victory Field. First pitch out by the national commander. The Indianapolis Indians are playing the Louisville Bats. That's on Saturday, August 24th at 7:05. If you don't like baseball, the Colts, Indianapolis Colts are playing the Chicago Bears. And you can go to that game. It's at 7 o'clock. And if you look at the tickets on if you do this on one of these flyers, it says July 1st was the last date, but that's not true. You can get tickets anytime you want. Out on my table outside, we got all these flyers there. The next thing is on Sunday, the parade. This is gonna be a very, very big parade. Since it's our 101st anniversary, you're gonna see you're gonna see floats that you've never saw before in an American Legion parade. We're allowing that for the first time this year. I think you're gonna see the Indy 500 Festival Parade float. That'd be the only second time it's ever been out besides at the Indy 500. And after that, we're having a post-parade party down on what we call Legion Mall. And it'll be on North Street. And Legion Mall will have a band. The band's gonna be the Mississippi Raglips and the River Dogs. A lot of you have heard them around Marion County that they played. So we'll be having that. We'll have a beer stew. The one important thing that we're gonna do, I wanted to do this from the beginning, and I'm working with the Congressman's office and several other people. I'm getting about 2,000 lapel pins for Vietnam veterans, and we're gonna have ladies there passing out to any Vietnam veteran a lapel pin. Okay, as most of you probably heard already, the National Commanders Banquet is sold out. 2,800 people are gonna be at that banquet. So I know that a lot of you maybe not have got a ticket and you'll want something to do that night. So we've hooked up with the Indiana Fever, the NBA women's team here in Indianapolis. They'll be playing on Tuesday, August 27th. Tip-off time is 7 o'clock. We're working on an Indiana color guard to be there to present colors. And we're gonna have the Meek Sisters singing the national anthem. So that'll be something else you can do. Again, come out to the table outside and get some of these flyers. They're out there. It's even got the shuttle operations, what we're gonna be doing with the shuttles, because we're gonna be staying at the Hilton. Indiana will be at the Hilton, and we will have shuttles going from the Hilton. So that's some of the things that we're doing on the convention. The last thing I want to talk about is parking. Parking at downtown at them hotels is anywhere from $45 to $55 a night. So we've got hooked up with Post 64 on Holt Road and Post 500 at Speedway. You can go to either one of those posts and park. I think Post 64 is $35 for the week. Post 500 is $30 for the week. Post 500 will also include motorhomes, campers, whatever. They've got hookups for you to do that there. But the only thing we're gonna ask you to do is first go to your hotel and check in. Get your luggage, get it all checked in, because these shuttle vans won't have enough room for 8 or 10 people plus luggage. So please take your car there first, then take it out to Post 64 or 500, and they'll shuttle you back down. The last thing I want to talk about is, we've sent out forms for high school bands here in Indiana to be able to perform in our parade on Sunday. Unfortunately, we've only had 3 bands get turned in so far, and we're allowed up to 20. And as I've said before, they only get $200 from National, but you can do like Boomville Post did in 12. We raised money and gave them another $800 and gave them $1,000, because you can't even take a McDonald's for $200 on the way back home. So if you got a band, a high school band, go back to them and ask your band director to come and get with us, and we'll get them in the parade and get them all the credentials and everywhere to park. But we'd like to have some bands. I'm one of them guys, I do walk, I don't march, but I can walk a little bit better with a band playing than I can just listening to you guys, so. Please, try to go back and get some bands, and we wanna make this the best parade ever. And I wanna thank you all in advance, because I know we're gonna work our butts off at this convention. And I wanna thank all the chairman, committee chairman, because we're gonna make this the best national convention that's ever been held right here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Thank you all very much, and God bless.
Thank you, Commander Couts. I'd like to call on past Department Commander Marty Ziegowitz for some very special presentations, the 2019 Distinguished Service Awards. Commander?
Hello, Commander. Hello. A-OK. Thank you, Commander. The Department of Indiana seeks to recognize those Legionnaires who have contributed significantly to the organization through their service to the American Legion and the state of Indiana. As your immediate past department commander, it was my privilege to chair the selection committee, and I can tell you that it's no easy task to decide who best deserves this particular honor. The Department of Indiana is proud to recognize 4 outstanding Legionnaires. And this is the highest honor we can bestow, the Distinguished Service Award. As I call the names of those individuals whose service is to be honored here today, I would ask them to join Commander Strong on the lower stage as I tell the audience a little bit more about our award winners' accomplishments. The information I will read are simple summaries. These are just some of the highlights of their service to the community, state, and nation. These individuals have accomplished so much more outside of what is read. It's totally amazing, but some of this information had to be edited just for time's sake. The 2019 Distinguished Service Award winners are as follows. Our first recipient, James May, Post 18, 7th District. Would you please come forward? James May is a 47-year American Legion member from Post 18, Bloomington, Indiana. He earned his Legion eligibility while serving in the United States Army during Vietnam. He joined Post 18 in Bloomington in 1970 and has served in every position available at the post level. He also held many positions at the district level, including adjutant, sergeant at arms, membership chairman, and finance officer. He has also served as our department's Southern Vice Commander and has chaired all 4 department commissions. In 2016, he was elected as department commander during the 98th Department Convention. Thank you, Jim. Our next recipient is Stephen Short. Stephen Short is a 41-year American Legion member from Post 212 in LaPel, Indiana. He earned his Legion eligibility while serving in the United States Marine Corps during Vietnam. Steve has held many elected offices at Post 212, including multiple terms as post commander. From 1991-95, he served as the Assistant Director of Youth Activities at the National Headquarters. 1995, he accepted the position as Department Adjutant, and he served that position until his retirement in 2012. Shortly after retirement, he was selected as an aide to past National Commander Jim Couts during his command year. Steve currently serves as a vice chairman of the Department Legislative Committee. Thank you, Steve. Our third recipient is Charlie Martin. There he is. Charles Martin is a 54-year American Legion member from Post 403 in LaPorte, Indiana. He earned his Legion eligibility while serving in the United States Army in Korea. He has held multiple offices at the post and district level, including Post Commander, 3rd District Commander, and Northern Vice Commander. He is currently the 3rd District Chairman for the Boys and Girl Scouts, and the Firefighter, Law Officer, and EMS of the Year awards. Thank you, Charlie. Our final recipient is Jerry Mauney. Come on, Jerry, I know you're out there. You can smile, it's okay. Jerry is a 50-year American Legion member from Post 464 in St. Leon, Indiana. He earned his Legion eligibility while serving in the United States Army in Vietnam. He has held multiple offices at both the post and department level, including a 3-time post commander, Post 464, Boys State, and Junior Shooting Sports Chairman. He also was 1st District Commander and Department Sergeant at Arms. Jerry always makes an effort to go that extra mile, whether that be volunteering in the kitchen to make sure that the donors coming to the post blood drives have plenty to eat, organizing military funeral support, donating time and supplies to Indianapolis homeless shelters, or stopping into the VA Medical Center to drop off cookies and visit with the fellow veterans. Jerry seems to always be there with a helping hand. Thank you, Jerry. That concludes our recipients for this year. You're dismissed. Of the thousands and thousands of fine Hoosier Legionnaires of the department in our state's history, few Legionnaires have been given the Distinguished Service Award. We are pleased to include these new honorees among their ranks. Please join me in showing our appreciation again to those outstanding Distinguished Service Award recipients. Please join giving these fine Legionnaires a round of applause. This concludes my portion of the program. I want to thank you and the entire department for allowing me to chair this event, and good luck to everyone next year. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you very much, Commander. These Hoosier Legionnaires your committee has selected for this prestigious award truly embody the spirit of service to our veterans and their families. They inspire us all to work hard and achieve greatness. Thank you to our Distinguished Service Award recipients. Let's give them another round of applause. will now have the initial report of the Resolutions Assignment and Screening Committee. Here to present the report is the chairman of the committee.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Commander Strong. The Convention Committee on Resolution Screening and Assignment met in the Harrison Room of the Indianapolis Marriott Hotel at 2 p.m., July the 11th, 2019. The meeting was opened in proper form by the temporary chairman, Hugh Dagley. Terry Smith was appointed recording secretary. Dagley was elected permanent chairman. There were 10 members of the Convention Committee present. The second district was not represented. There was one guest, Joseph T. Bumbleberg, Department Judge Advocate. The duty of the committee was to determine whether or not the resolutions were in proper form, whether or not they were germane to the aims and purposes of the organization, and to assign them to the appropriate convention committees for consideration. Our committee considered 5 resolutions. Resolution 2019C01, entitled Amend the Department Constitution to add Indiana American Legion Legacy Foundation Committee as a permanent constitutional committee, was referred to the Convention Committee on Constitution and Bylaws. Resolution number 2019C02, entitled Add the National Executive Committee member as a permanent member of the Department Finance Committee, was also referred to the Convention Committee on Constitution and Bylaws. Resolutions number 2019C03 and resolution number 2019C04, both entitled Establish the Indiana American Legion College, were determined by review of the resolving clauses to be Department Executive Committee resolutions rather than convention resolutions. Accordingly, the committee recommended that the resolutions be combined into one and referred to the Department Executive Committee for consideration. Resolution number 2019C05, entitled Amend the 10-Year Membership Program Resolution, was referred to the Convention Committee on Constitution and Bylaws with a recommendation for approval. All actions by the committee were unanimously approved. There being no further business to come before the committee, the chairman recessed the meeting in proper form at 2:45 p.m., subject to the call of the chairman. Mr. Commander, that completes the report of the Convention Committee on Resolution Screening and Assignment.
Is there a motion to accept the report without the resolutions? Is there a second? Any questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We'll now have the report of the Legislative Committee. Please welcome the committee chairman.
Thank you, Commander. You're welcome. This one will be short. The Convention Committee on Legislative met at 9:30 a.m. Friday, July the 12th, 2019, in Salon C of the Indianapolis Marriott Hotel East. The meeting was open in proper form by temporary chairman Kenny Cooper. Ron Hoax was appointed recording secretary. Kenny Cooper was elected as permanent chairman. All 11 members were present. All districts were represented. There was no guest and no resolutions. There being no further business to come before this committee, the chairman recessed the committee in proper form at 9:31. Mr. Commander, that completes the report of the Convention Committee on Legislative. Thank you for allowing me to serve.
You're welcome. Is there a motion to accept the report? Is there a second? Question? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We will now have the report of the rehabilitation. Please welcome the committee chairman.
The Committee on Children and Youth Committee was held in Salon D at 9:30 a.m. at the Marriott. Temporary chairman was myself, Darrell Bowman, and recording secretary was appointed, I can't think of her name. Gina Owens. I'm sorry, guys, I've left the forms and everything in the office. Oh, there it is. All right. Darrell Bowman was elected permanent chairman. We had 8 districts in our organization, 1 guest, no resolutions, and that is all I have for committee report, Commander.
Thank you. Motion to accept the report. Second. Any questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We will now have the report of the trophies and awards. Please welcome the committee chairman.
Thank you, Commander Strong. The Convention Committee on Trophies and Awards met at 9:30 a.m. Friday, July 12, 2019, in the Wilkie Room of the Indianapolis Marriott East. The meeting was opened in proper form by temporary chairman Wayne Zeman. Kevin Urbanzik was appointed recording secretary. Wayne Zeman was elected permanent chairman. There were 8 members present. Districts not represented included the 2nd, 4th, and the 8th. There were 2 guests. The committee considered no resolutions, and there were no motions. There being no further business to come before the committee, the chairman recessed the meeting in proper form at 9:45 a.m. Mr. Commander, that completed the report of the Convention Committee on Trophies and Awards.
Thank you. Motion to accept the report. Second. Any questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Please welcome the chairman of the Americanism Committee to the lecture for the report.
Thank you, Commander Strong. The Convention Committee on Americanism met at 9:30 Friday, July the 12th, Salon A of the Indianapolis Marriott Hotel East. Meeting was opened in proper form by temporary chairman Bucky Honecker. Mike Wooden was appointed recording secretary. Bucky Honecker was elected permanent chairman. There were 9 members present. District not represented were the 7th and the 11th. There were 0 guests. The committee considered 0 resolutions.
we had a short discussion on the backlog of the unclaimed scholarship money for the Americanism in Government Awards. And we also had a short discussion about the online testing that is coming up. There being no further business to come before the committee, the chairman recessed the meeting in proper form at 9:40. Mr. Commander, that completes the report of the Convention Committee on Americanism. Thank you for the opportunity to serve.
Thank you, Bucky. Is there a motion on the report? Second? Any questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Please welcome the chairman of the Constitution and Bylaws Committee to the lectern for the report.
Thank you, Commander Strong. The Convention Committee on Constitution and Bylaws met at 9:30 a.m. Friday, July 12, 2019 in Salon B, the Indianapolis Marriott East. The meeting was opened in proper form by temporary chairman Larry Lowry. Larry Lowry was appointed recording secretary. Jerry Jordan was elected as the permanent chairman. There were 10 members present. Districts not represented was the 9th. There were 2 guests. The committee considered 3 resolutions. I will read those 3 resolutions' numbers, their origin, and their resolving clauses. Resolution number 9019C01. It originated from the Department Finance Committee, and it is resolved by the American Legion, Department of Indiana, in annual convention convened July the 11th and the 12th, 2019 in Indianapolis, Indiana, that Article 1 of the bylaws of the Constitution of the American Legion, Department of Indiana, entitled Committees, be amended to add a section 14 to establish the Indiana American Legion Legacy Foundation Board of Directors as a permanent committee of the American Legion, Department of Indiana, and be it further resolved that the composition of the Indiana American Legion Legacy Foundation Board of Directors and the duties assigned to it be set forth in DEC Resolution number 2018F05, and be it further resolved that the department commander be and is hereby authorized to direct the development of appropriate language for the amendment, and upon approval of the language of the department judge advocate, add a completed section 14 to the bylaws of the Constitution of the American Legion, Department of Indiana, and be it finally resolved, the amendment be in effect immediately upon approval and be included in the next updated printing of the department Constitution and bylaws. The committee's recommended is for this to be adopted, and as a duly elected delegate to this convention, I move for its adoption.
Questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Resolution number 2019C02. It originated from Boonville American Legion Post 200. It is entitled, add the National Executive Committeeman as a permanent member of the Department Finance Committee. Resolved by the American Legion Department of Indiana in its annual convention assembled in July 11th through the 14th, 2019 at Indianapolis, Indiana, that Article 4, Section 1, to wit, the department commander, judge advocate, and department finance officer shall be ex officio members of said committee, and to be amended to read that the department commander, the judge advocate, department finance officer, and the National Executive Committee shall be ex officio members of said committee. And be it further resolved that the National Executive Committee member be privileged with both voice and vote in the conduct of the Department Finance Committee meetings, and be it further resolved that the National Executive Committee member's term of his service as a member of the Department Finance Committee will commence immediately upon his or her election to the office,
and continue until such as he or she is replaced by a duly elected successor. And be it finally resolved that the incumbent National Executive Committee member be seated as a member of the Department Finance Committee immediately upon passage of this resolution. Commander, your Constitution and Bylaws Committee have recommended its approval, and I, as a duly elected delegate to this convention, move for its adoption.
Questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Resolution number 2018C05 amended. It's a 10-year membership program, and it originated from the Department Finance Committee. Resolved that the 101st Annual National Convention of the American Legion Department of Indiana in regular session convened on Friday, April 13th, 2018 in Indianapolis, Indiana, does authorize and permit the Department of Indiana to establish a dues discount program based on a one-time payment, $350 for 10 years, continuous membership, provided that participation is purely voluntary, participating posts agree to honor discounted payments, payment is held in a restricted reserve interest-bearing account managed by the department's professional investment advisors, periodic annual withdrawals from the interest-bearing account are made and deposited to the post-membership accounts of all participating posts on behalf of those post-participating members. The periodic withdrawal to be calculated to include an additional $5 payment to be retained by participating posts. Participating posts issue and submit the three-part membership card in accordance with current practice using the transferred interest income credited to their accounts for payment of the department and national per capita. Posts receive a written report of members whose department and national per capita dues have been paid and advised to issue the three-part card according to practices in the past. The discount program is fully self-funded. Department Finance Committee agrees to absorb future dues increases imposed by the department or the national organization in order to assure continued payment of the state and national per capita. The amount of 10-year membership will equal 10 times the sum of the department national headquarters per capita dues in accordance with future anticipated dues increases. And be it further resolved that the department commander, department membership chairman, and one member of the Department Finance Committee be and hereby directed to oversee development of the program, set guidelines for conduct and control of the program, assure compliance with all national mandates and controls, and ensure the widest possible dissemination and promotion among the posts, and the department adjutant be and is hereby directed to provide all necessary staff support for successful launch and conduct of the program, and be it finally resolved that the progress and the status of the program be reported to the Department Executive Committee annually at its regular session last convened prior to the annual close of books. Commander, your committee has a recommendation that this be passed. As a duly elected delegate of this convention, I move for its adoption.
Question? Question? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
There being no further business to come before the committee, the chair does recess the meeting in proper form at 9:30 a.m. Mr. Commander, that completes the reports of the convention. The Committee on Constitution and Bylaws, thank you for the opportunity to serve. We stand at recess.
Thank you. You make a motion to accept your report, right?
Oh, I do have to make a motion that the report in its entirety be accepted.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you all for those reports and for the good work of the convention committees this year. That completes the reports of the convention committees, but it certainly does not complete the important business of all our delegates. I'd like to call on Adjutant Crosby again to give us a report on the upcoming 101st National Convention being held in Indianapolis, Indiana this year. John?
Thank you, Commander. First, the registration this year is all done online through the website indianalegion.org, located at /NatCon, NATCON, indianalegion.org/NatCon. Everything can be found, all the schedules, all the routes, all the points of contact, all the registration forms, everything is located right there through the website. There is no paper forms done this year. If that doesn't work for you, give us a call directly. We can work with you. But in order to better organize and maintain, accurate records, we're doing everything through the website now, same way as we're moving all of our conferences and conventions for the department level. The form is currently down. We had a pretty large turnout in the first couple of weeks that we'd released the form, and so currently we have some temps inputting the data and everything else. It'll be open early next week when we know, and this way we don't oversell on rooms, anything like that. If anybody remembers last year, I would care to forget. But we have limits set, and another advantage of doing this through the website, there's limitations on room nights being sold, tickets being sold, etc. And I know past National Commander Couts had mentioned that the Commander's Banquet is sold out. National Commander's Banquet is sold out. The department has purchased 50 tickets and has sold several of them. I know there are still more available. So if you're looking to go to the banquet, the National Commander's Banquet, there are still tickets available that will be there through that online fill form. So you can register there. You can register your room nights if you need, or just purchase your tickets. You can register as a delegate, alternate, guest, SAL, auxiliary legion, multiple in each category. You can get it all done in one form, one stop, and one payment. But that'll be up next week. I'll send an email out everywhere once that's released again with a link. And if you have any questions, just give us a call, okay? The activities associated with the 101st Annual National Convention will begin August 22nd, Thursday, through Thursday, August 29th. Alternates, delegates, guests must register for the convention in order to be admitted to the general sessions and to the exhibit areas. Sergeant at Arms will be on station at the entrances to check your credentials. Our department headquarters hotel is located, as the commander said, at the Hilton, located off Illinois and Market Streets downtown. We're all exclusively located, Department of Indiana, on the 6th floor with some overflow on the 7th. We are commingled with the Department of New Jersey and the Department of Arizona. But again, all 6th floor will be all Indiana Legion, so if you want to harass other departments, you got to go to other floors. The registration will also be located on our 6th floor. As soon as you get off the elevators, you'll see it. The Commander's Hospitality Suite will also be on the 6th floor. Registrations packets will be available Thursday through Saturday in the registration room on the 6th floor, August 22nd through the 24th. Hours will be posted on the wall. The hours are also posted on the website. The Department Caucus will be scheduled for Sunday, August 25th, 1 p.m. Victory Ballroom, that's located on the 9th floor of the Hilton Victory Ballroom. Last chance registration will be there as well, Sunday, August 25th. So that gives you a window from Thursday through Sunday to get your registration done. At the caucus, we'll be reported on all our national committees. We'll hear some reports from the parade chairman, all the final information that we need for that, information through the weeks, and visitations by the leading candidates for national commander. Deadline for advanced registration, again, which is located online on the department website, is July 24th. It could be closed sooner than that based on demand. Delegate pay is set each year by the Department Finance Committee based on the location of the convention. However, this year's delegate pay has not changed. It will be $125 delegate pay again for each delegate. In order to qualify for delegate pay, each delegate must be registered at the assigned convention hotel. You must be staying within the Hilton, attend the department caucus, and attend all 3 general sessions, Tuesday through Thursday. District commanders are responsible for recording the attendance of the delegates of your district. Roll calls will be conducted on the convention floor at random times throughout the week. Those called to the convention or related meetings will not receive national call-in pay. The department does not administer call-in payments. Again, department caucus, 1 p.m. Sunday. National parade that afternoon will be at 4 p.m. The headquarters hotel is near the parade route. We will not schedule bus transportation. However, we have 4 department vans, If you need transportation, just get with us and let us know. We'll be making round trips throughout, just immediately following the caucus and then again back to the hotel. Monday evening, the Indiana party, it will be Monday, August 26th. We've secured the venue at the NCAA headquarters located right near the department headquarters hotel as well, located downtown. It's very close. Again, we will provide round-trip transportation with the 4 vans to the event. There will be hors d'oeuvres and drinks. We'll have we'll have the NCAA Hall of Fame exclusive to us. 2 floors of interactive museum space. There's all kinds of interesting displays, trivia. You can kick soccer balls at digital goalies and quarterback drills and all kinds of different stuff throughout the night. Dinner will be served at 7:30 p.m., after which we can go back into the museum and have more fun if you like. The evening will conclude at 10 p.m., and again, we will provide rides back and forth between the NCAA Hall of Fame and the headquarters hotel. General sessions begin Tuesday, 8 a.m. at the Indiana Convention Center, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Make sure you guys turn in your delegate pay to your district commanders. District commanders, make sure you turn in your slips to me. And again, roll call will be conducted Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on the convention floor. Any questions on National Convention? Thank you very much. Thank you, Commander.
Thank you, John. I now call on the chairman of the Americanism Commission, Robert Oath, to the stage to announce our post-Americanism awards. Bob?
Thank you, Commander. Commander, delegates, and alternates, and honored guests, at this time, it's my privilege to announce the winners of Department Americanism Awards. Each of these winners have demonstrated their dedication to the ideals of the American Legion and the Department's Americanism program. As the winners are announced, a representative from the post should come forward to receive the award on the lower stage with the department commander. If there's no representative present from the post, then the district commander should come forward. The first award that we present today is the Post Blood Donor Award. This award is presented to the post that participated the most in blood donor programs at their post over the last year. This year, the Post Blood Donor Award goes to Beech Grove Post 276 in the 11th District. I would like to ask that the post commander or a representative of the post or the district to come forward to the lower stage to accept the award from the department commander. Congratulations. We encountered all posts, or encourage all posts to continue their involvement in the blood donor program to help save lives. And if you've been like me, Red Cross has been texting, emailing 3 or 4 times a day, so there definitely is a need. Next, we have the Byron Wagner Award. This award is given annually to recognize a post's ceremonial efforts and accomplishments to include Post Everlasting, Honor Guard, Veterans Day, and Memorial Day, and more. This year, recipient of the Brian Wagner Award is the 7th District, Burton Woolley Post 18 in Bloomington. Would a post representative please come forward to accept the award?
Post 18, you may want to stand by near the stage for the next couple of presentations. Unless you want to be excused, but hang on. Our next award will be presented by Chaplain Norris Kern.
Since its founding in 1919, the American Legion has operated on the principles of service to God and country. The Ford Chaplains Award honors the personal sacrifices of 4 men of God during World War II. 4 men of different faith that gave up their life jackets so that others might survive, and provided prayer as their ship sank in the Atlantic. This award recognizes the post's contributions to the principles the 4 chaplains represented. The recipient of the 2018 Ford Chaplains Memorial Award for supporting the principles of the American Legion by providing outstanding service to God and country is the 7th District's Burton Worley Post 18 in Bloomington.
Pastor Kern, thank you for presenting that award, and congratulations again to Post 18. Next, we have the Ralph V. Curley Cushman Award. This award recognizes a post effort to promote the field of rehabilitation and service to the veterans during the years 2018 and 2019 throughout the membership year. The post that provides the greatest effort in veterans, service, rehabilitation, and representation is the 7th District Burton Worley Post 18 in Bloomington, Indiana. Rehabilitation is one of the 4 pillars that is the foundation of our organization. And again, great job, Post 18. Keeping in mind that a strong and secure nation is the greatest assumption of the 100% Americanism, and the American Legion has established our National Security Award. The Colonel Frank R. Casa National Security Award is presented to a post for its overall national security program as documented by newspaper clippings, post bulletins, and a scrapbook on national security. The winner of the 2018 Colonel Frank Casa Award goes to, surprise, the 7th District Burton Worley Post 18. Would a post representative please come back up then? But I'm just reading the script. I know it's 2019, not 2018. Commander, that concludes my presentation. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve you as the Americanism Commission Chairman.
You're very much welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I am pleased to call on a good friend who has served us all well as the department membership chairman this year. He's been an outstanding member of our team this year. I am pleased to call to the platform membership chairman Ron Hoax. Ron.
I'll try to be quick. I know we've been here a while. I'll read as quickly as I can. We did have a bet back there, which was going down first, the commander's bum leg or that candle, but the candle won. Cost me $5. All right, thank you, Mayor. Before I begin presenting this year's membership awards, I want to personally thank all Legionnaires throughout the state who contributed to our efforts this year. Every member of the American Legion can be proud of Commander Strong and our efforts to make Indiana a better place for all our fellow veterans and their families. Now it's time to recognize the efforts of posts throughout the state for their hard work and membership this year. I would ask the department commander to take lower stage to make the presentations and photo opportunities. I would like to begin this year's Post Awards with one in honor of late Jack Butler, who at the time of his death was our alternate NE Seaman. The awards reflecting Jack's long life and untiring effort on behalf of the American Legion recognizes the post with their highest percentage of retention of members as compared to the prior year's close of books. They have prepared phenomenally, and we couldn't be more proud of their work this year. The 2019 Jack Butler Memorial Award goes to Brownsburg, Post 331 in 6th District. If there's two of you from 331, you might want to join him. He could use another arm here in a minute. Congratulations and great work, Post 331. Don't go far. The Ralph F. and Robert E. Gates Memorial Award is presented to the post with the greatest percentage of increase in membership over its previous 4 years average. This year's award again goes to Brownsburg 331 in the 6th District. Congratulations and great job. Each year, stand fast. Each year, the Richard S. Kaplan Awards, is represented to the post, which secured the greatest number of new members as certified to department headquarters. This year's recipient of the Kaplan Award is the 6th District, Brownsburg, Post 331, located in Brownsburg, Indiana. Total of 69 new members. Great job. Great job, Brownsburg. Now you guys can finally have a seat. Congratulations. Keep on recruiting. Membership is our lifeblood. The goal of every post in the department is the attainment of an all-time high. Our top 3 posts finishing with the longest consecutive all-time highs will receive a department citation. Our first place finisher will also receive the Donald W. Hines Memorial Award to recognize the post in the departments which attains an all-time high in membership for the highest number of consecutive years. Our third place award goes to the 8th District William Zeb Longest Post 42, located in Floyd's Knob, Indiana, with 15 consecutive years finishing an all-time high. Representative, please come forward. Come on, propane. We had too much fun last night, sorry. Yeah, right. All right, Sue, pass on the congratulations of Post 42, would you please? Our second place finisher in the 7th District, our second place finisher is the 7th District's Mooresville, Post 103, with 21 consecutive years finished at an all-time high. The rep, please come forward. Congratulations, Post 103. Finally, our top post finishing with the longest consecutive all-time high will receive a department citation, and our top department winner will receive the Donald W. Hines Memorial Award. Our top finisher for 1819 is the 9th District St. Joseph Post 464, located in St. Leon, Indiana, with a historic run. Well, was this the first post ever made? with a historic run of 71 consecutive years, finishing at an all-time high in membership. Representative, please come forward. St. Leon actually won some of our awards earlier. It's not like they do it at the end of the year. They were way up there from the very get-go. They don't mess around. Okay, congratulations, Post 464, historic run. The next award we'll be presenting is the District Commander's New Post Achievement Award. When I call your name, please join the department commander on the lower stage to collect your award. Our District Commander's New Post Achievement Award goes to 7th District Commander Ken Pridemore. Under Ken's leadership, the 7th District chartered Greenwood Post 1919 this year. Thank you for all your hard work, and may you want to stay up there. Thank you for all your hard work, Ken. Good job. All right, Skippy, stand fast. Thank you for all your hard work this year, Ken, and may you please stay. The next award is the Roscoe Turner Award. It is presented to the district commander with the greatest numerical increase in membership over the last year. This year's winner of the Roscoe Turner Memorial Award is 7th District Commander Ken Pridemore. We also recognize the largest squadron in the detachment for the SAL. For the 21st consecutive year, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big hand to Squadron 253 of North Webster 2nd District with 542 members. Would a rep please come forward? Come on up, Reverend. Congratulations, we hope to see you up here again next year, and congratulations to the SEL Department of Indiana for another all-time high this year. Great work. At this time, I would like to recognize the top 10 posts in the department based on their total membership as of close of books. Would a representative from each post please come forward to receive the top 10 awards as the post is announced. Please hold your applause until all posts are called on stage. Winners, please remain on stage until all posts are announced. The 2018 Indiana Department of Indiana top 10 posts are 10th place, post 145 Avon with 659 members. Or whatever district somebody represent, please. Ninth place, post 500 Speedway with 664 members. Eighth place, post 6 Kokomo with 694 members. Seventh place, post 252 Greenwood with 724 members. Come on, Kenny. Sixth place, post 44 Newburgh with 734 members. Pretty photo op, yeah. Fifth place, post 253 North Webster with 783 members. Reverend. Fourth place, and these guys gotta be running out of room on their wall. Post 331, Brownsburg, with 805 members. Third place, Post 64, Indianapolis, 807 members. Second place, Post 11, with 1,000 members. Harold couldn't make it? Are you still up there, Reverend? All right, here we go. First place, Post 18, with 1,269 members. Let's give these outstanding posts a nice round of applause. All right, you guys have a seat, please. There are a few Legionnaires who go far beyond what is expected. In membership, these Legionnaires take the extra step by asking everyone they meet to join this great organization. By doing so, they earn the distinction of being members of the Gold Brigade. To qualify for this elite group, a Legionnaire must recruit at least 50 new members into the American Legion before May 9th of this membership year. When your name is called, please join Commander Strong on the lower stage for a photo. Please hold your applause until all the winners have been called. Receiving the Gold Brigade Award for 2019 is Bryce Hewlett. Bryce, first year winner from Post 64 of the 11th District of Indianapolis, Indiana. Bryce recruited 63 new members this year. Thank you, Bryce, for a job well done. Next would be Ron Patterson from Post 446 from the 10th District. He's a second-time Gold Brigade recipient, recruiting 52 new members this year. Outstanding work. This next individual also was a 10th District Commander, and she led her district to where 76.47% of her posts were 100% this year. Lori Bowman from Post 152 in the 10th District. She's a second-time Gold Brigade Award recipient, recruiting 61 new members this year. Keep up the great work, Lori. And the next one is Past Department Commander James B. May from Post 18 in the 7th. This is his 23rd consecutive year, ladies and gentlemen. He recruited 53 new members again this year. Okay, hang on. I don't have that on my script. but he's going to present Team 100 Master Recruiter to James B. May for his outstanding work. Good job, Jimmy. Post 18. Great work, everybody. Your efforts contribute directly to the longevity of our organization that changes lives of our Hoosier veterans and veterans across the great nation. Keep up the good work. Give them another round of applause, please. Good job. We all know how hard it is to get new recruits. We gotta ask. Commander, this concludes the presentation of the membership awards. At this time, however, with your permission, I would like to add a final membership report to the record. All right, I just wonder what you got there. Team 100 Gold Brigade Membership Award goes, this year's, for 2019, membership goes to Richard Schwartz, Post 331, Department of Indiana. I didn't make much. That was in my script. What we got now?
Something on the Just go ahead and read his.
Okay. Thank you all the hardware. Please remain at the lectern with me. We have a few more membership presentations. All right, we're kind of out of order here maybe. My first membership presentation is our final Gold Brigade Award for membership 2018-2019. This recruiter managed to bring in a whopping 85 new members for his first Gold Brigade Award. This also makes him a Department Recruiter of the Year and the award that every organization should strive for. This person truly believes the membership is our lifeblood and requirement for a strong veteran family presence in our communities. And presentation when it comes to veteran and related issues in legislature, he truly walks the walk. Please help me to congratulate our top Gold Brigade winner for our Department Recruiter of the Year, Membership Chairman, Richard Schwartz from Brownsburg 331. We'll do it right, sorry about that. Okay, if you would, I just want to make a few comments before I step down. As we all know, a lot of you sitting in there know that this is one hell of a job to do. It takes a lot to do it if you want to do it right. But I want to thank, first of all, my wife for sticking with me for this year, being gone so much, and actually coming with me. And Commander Rodney for actually asking me and appointing me to do the job. At first, I was a little hesitant, and I'm sure glad I didn't turn it down. I've met so many wonderful people and made so many wonderful friends. And in this organization, it's a bunch of people pulling on the same end of the rope. The torch was passed to us. Somebody did it before us. Now we need to continue it. So it makes this organization true to my heart. It really does, because it helped me, and I want to make sure I can help younger veterans when they need it. The 10-year membership, right on. There's been a lot of people fighting for that. I mean, a lot. Mr. Barley, he knows, he started it. But there's a lot of people have been pulling for it, and the commander and I really was behind this. I was great to hear that resolution get passed. Thank you, committee. Just a few things. We talk about membership a lot, and I know we're declining, but keep your heads up. Our new staff, especially at our department level, I'm really excited. They try new things. Our national level, they try new things. The 10-year thing, that 10-year membership, that's a new thing. Throw something at the wall, see if it sticks. I hope it works, but I couldn't tell you for sure. But I know sure as hell doing nothing doesn't get it done. But that's what we do. We did it in the military, right? Being a Marine, hoorah. We adapt and overcome. When they say it can't be done, we say BS. We're going to figure it out. We're going to adapt and we're going to overcome. Just like these guys trying to put together this legacy foundation. That's adapting and overcoming. Membership may be down, but this can get us our heads back out of the water where it needs to be. And I'll tell you, the people that are coming in to replace the commander and I in these jobs, Alan and Rich, they're gonna do a hell of a job. I know they are. Look forward to working with them and give them all their efforts, because I know they're gonna try some new things. You'll see that sooner than later, and I wish them all the help and all the luck possible for it. And just finally, you know, the Marines and Navy thing, we always poke jokes back and forth, you know. But I'm not gonna poke a joke at them this time for sure, because not only have we traveled around the state that has places I had no idea even existed, but amongst that, we've become friends. Our family has become friends, and it's been a tremendous pleasure. It's been a pleasure with working with your newly constructed staff, with you. I just really appreciate the honor to do it. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Congratulations. Tracy, thanks for giving him to us for a year. Who's Brendan? I said Tracy. This has been a busy afternoon, and we are at the end of today's session. I ask your cooperation to ensure maximum participation at tomorrow's morning's general session, which begins at 8 a.m. We'll be conducting the Department Memorial Ceremony first thing tomorrow morning, so please be sure to be here. We have an extremely full schedule to complete tomorrow, and we will look forward to a busy and productive Legion Day. And now our department adjutant will give you any necessary final announcements that have come his way. John?
All right, I do have an announcement. Thank you, Commander. Those who have purchased the New Year's polos, the black polos, make sure not to wear them until Sunday. Don't want to get presumptuous, and out of respect for the current year's commander, whose year is through tomorrow evening, black polos just not until Sunday. Commander's meet and greet, the newly incoming commander's meet and greet will be Sunday morning, and that's the time to go ahead and put those on. And then while I have the microphone, Commander, real quick, one more. Red Cross will be in the Harrison Room tomorrow at Blood Donor Award. You know, that's the way we try to get Red Cross to come to every one of these conferences, conventions. So right outside, if your blood alcohol content level is below somewhere towards 0 by 10 a.m. tomorrow, we'll be good to go. So that's all I got. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Commander.
Don't forget, if you are going to the banquet tomorrow night, it's coat and tie for the gentlemen, nice blouse or slacks for the ladies, or nice blouse and skirt, or a dress. Please rise and uncover as your department chaplain leads us in a prayer. Chaplain Kern, please uncover.
Shall we be in an attitude of prayer? Eternal and gracious God, we are in awe of all the awards that were given this day, for the countless hours, the dedication, the devotion that took place to be recipients of these awards. Thank you, and bless each one that worked so hard to make our Legion and Legion family so strong. We pray that you'd be with us in this evening as we fellowship and share with one another in various ways. Watch over us that we would return well tomorrow morning to do our awards again and our business that we have tomorrow to thank people in our communities for the great work that they've done. We remember the Gold Star families. We remember the families of prisoners of war and missing in action. For above all others, these families know the great cost of freedom that this country so enjoys. And that freedom which has not only been held by our country, but given and preserved for other countries around the globe. We thank you for the service of these men and women who have given so much. Now we give you glory and ask you to bless us as we depart to our businesses this evening. We ask this in your divine name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend Kern. Please recover. Colors being in place, hand salute. 1, Two, the session of this historic 101st Annual Department Convention stands in recess until 8 a.m. tomorrow, when we'll begin the Department Memorial Service right here. Oh, okay, thank you. Well, I'll say something tomorrow too, but. No. Tomorrow. What do you think?
What the hell was that with the damn DAV?
Oh, he went on and on and on, didn't he? Yeah, I was ready to kill him. I literally was ready to yank his ass and say, come on, man, you're done. That's ridiculous. You give greetings, you don't give your personal speech. I was thinking,